Coming up, a major retail chain starts sensory-friendly store hours.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. Having sensory processing issues can make running errands not as simple as they may seem. WYMT's Keaton Hall spoke with a local Walmart manager about their new sensory-friendly hours.
Between the sights, sounds, and smells, a trip to the store can be a sensory overload for some. Now, Walmarts around our region are taking part in offering sensory-friendly hours every Saturday.
Walmart's recognized that there's a customer out there, that may be shopping with sensory disabilities, and they want to do something about that.
Kevin Wright with the Whitesburg Walmart says it's important they take the needs of their customers with autism and sensory processing disorders into account, especially as many parents are doing back-to-school shopping with their kids.
For the remainder of this month, and since July 8th, from 8 to 10 on every Saturday, we're going to be dimming the lights and turning our music down.
In addition to that, Walmarts around the area are also displaying static images on their televisions or turning them off completely.
This is a corporate initiative, so I'm going to make sure I push it up and I'll sing the praises and let them know exactly, the positive feedback that we're getting here as well.
And Wright says, although limited, the feedback has been overwhelmingly positive.
So from them, it's been a positive thing, to be able to come in here, to have an atmosphere, where they're feeling welcome and able to shop just like anybody else can.
The sensory-friendly hours are every Saturday from 8 to 10 a.m. at most Walmarts. In Letcher County, Keaton Hall, WYMT Mountain News.
Wright says although the sensory-friendly hours are set to end after this month, he hopes Walmart Corporate continues to offer them in the future. A Western Kentucky man is dead after being shot by police. The Ohio County Sheriff says deputies were responding to a disturbance. When they arrived at the home, deputies say a man came out with a shotgun.
At no time did he ever point the weapon at our units, but basically made some statements and then retreated into the wooded area.
The sheriff says the man charged a deputy with his hands behind his back and she shot him. He later died at the hospital. State troopers are investigating.
Well, quiet skies through the mountains now, but changes already starting to work into the region. The view from our Pikeville Medical Center camera at this hour, no big issues, though some of that cloudiness, you can kind of see the lights reflecting off of it. Mid-70s out there now. Pinpoint Doppler shows that we are indeed dealing with a few showers out there, a few rumbles of thunder as you head further south. Showers continue to invade the southern and central parts of the state at this hour. Big time issues as you head into portions of Missouri, areas that do not need to see any more rain. Big time thunderstorms out near Rolla and points to the south and south and east through the nighttime hours. We have to keep an eye on that complex of storms that could skirt part of the region overnight. Other than that, showers with us as we head into the morning. I think some widespread rainfall during the day. I don't think necessarily it'll be heavy all day, but some of those pockets will be there. 70 as we wake up in the morning. Steve, I'll have the very latest on when some more summer-like weather works into the mountains in a few minutes.
All right, Evan, thank you. Following the flood last July, the feisty volunteer fire department lost nearly everything. Rebuilding thanks to donations from departments near and far. And they are now paying it forward, gifting the Grapevine Chavies Volunteer Fire Department 2 of the fire engines they were given, and planning to add a second station by the Wendell Ford Airport as that area continues to grow.
The main thing is where the airport, Wendell Ford Airport area is actually growing. Up by the airport, I know there's about 408 confirmed actual houses, but they're going to build probably about maybe 80 to 100 more in the area.
Assistant Fire Chief Wesley Herman says they have all the equipment and enough volunteers to add a second location. The issue they are facing is finding the property near the airport to build. To combat motorized vehicle use on walking trails, Whitesburg police are asking people to keep an eye out and report if they see anyone doing that. Chief Tyrone Field says trails are meant for folks walking or biking, saying vehicles such as cars and ATVs are prohibited. He says he's thankful for everyone that's alerted the department and says he wants to see that continue.
We would love for people actually to give us a call, let us know, you know, and they're doing a good job right now doing that. When they do see that, they're doing a fabulous job calling the PD and reporting that. So we ask that people continue to do that. That way that we can make sure 100% that we put a stop to it.
Field says you can call the Whitesburg Police Department at 606-633-3714. One Pike County family is asking for help for a hurt horse that is bringing their community together. Warrior, named by Tracy and Kylie Farrell, was found on a strip mine in the area with one leg dangling and broken. The family brought him home to treat his wounds and is now working to find someone who will perform surgery on his leg so he can move forward with a prosthetic.
I figured he was in really bad shape, you know, that he needed to be caught, you know, put down. But after we caught him and brought him home, I mean, he tries to buck on 3 little legs. He's all over the place. He eats good. He's probably gained 15, 20 pounds since he's been here. He's a little miracle.
You can follow Warrior's journey on the Warrior Strong Facebook page. Kentucky became the 38th state to legalize sports betting. The legislature passed the law in March. Now, retail sports betting will go live in just a few weeks after the Kentucky Horse Racing Commission announced regulations. Kelsey Soto takes a deeper dive into the program and what bettors can expect next month.
When the Chiefs and Lions take the field on the first Thursday in September, Kentucky sports betting will be making their very own first kickoff. Lawmakers rejoiced at the long-awaited victory.
One thing people need to be reminded, we've had sports wagering or a form of sports wagering here for decades and decades in horse racing. So all we're doing is adding various types of options to horse racing and pari-mutuel wagering. So it made sense to take it through the Horse Racing Commission for that reason.
Retail betting will open during the NFL kickoff game on September 7th, and online sports betting will roll out a few weeks later on September 28th. State law allows up to 30 Kentucky betting apps and websites to launch.
For the last few years, a lot of our discretional spending has left the state, and we are now going to retain that. And not only that, we have things that other states don't have, which we have live horse racing. We have the best bourbon in the world.
In neighboring Ohio, it took almost a year after legislation was passed before the first legal sports wagers were placed. Meanwhile, Indiana was much quicker to get their program up and running, launching in less than 5 months.
We now have a portion of tax revenues going toward addicted gambling for the first time ever, and it's something that we needed to do, and this bill allowed us to do that.
Kentucky will allow sports betting for 18-year-olds, whereas other states require bettors to be 21 or older. In Lexington, Kelsey Soto, WKYT.
When the latest sports betting bill was introduced in the House of Representatives, its sponsor, Representative Michael Meredith, estimated that the industry could generate as much as $23 million in taxes for the state. Horse racing tracks must pay a $500,000 fee to the state, plus an additional $50,000 per year to renew the license. Online providers would have to pay $50,000 up front and $10,000 per year after that. Wagers placed at tracks would have an excise tax of 9.75% and online wagers a rate of 14.25%. The Osborne Brothers Hometown Festival is underway in Leslie County, and organizers are planning to honor many who have made an impact in the county. The festival started with a gospel music show tonight and will continue with bluegrass music the rest of the week. Bobby Osborne, who recently died, will be honored during the festivities. Festival producer Dean Osborne says Bobby's influence on bands makes the event even more appealing to them.
They're all dear friends of ours. We've had some bands work for us 15, 20 years. And having the opportunity to come back to the hometown of a band that it was a big influence or a big part of your development in life is real appealing to bands.
All proceeds from the event will go towards local volunteer fire departments. New video tonight of an apparent meteor that shot through the sky last night. This is video over Cave Run Lake from Cave Run Lake Marinas. You can see the meteor's reflection in the water. This same meteor was seen across central and eastern Kentucky. A professor at UK says August is the best month to see meteors.
So right now, yes, since we are now in the time of the Perseid meteor shower, the chances of seeing meteors are higher than they would be at some other time of the year.
The best time to see meteors is from midnight to 6 a.m. in the northeastern part of the sky. More video on WYMT.com. Coming up on Mountain News at 11, a new documentary highlighting the supernatural aspect of eastern Kentucky is being made. And a TikTok trend is leading to more car thefts in Kentucky. Which cars might be affected coming up?
And we'll continue to see the shower chances work in overnight. The details after this.